My genius will be understood eventually.
What is up, guys? My name's Lockin, and today we're doing another video where I want to, real quick thing I just want to break down for you guys on something I think is pretty important actually. And today, that's going to be, going to mute this real quick. This is actually Game 5 of CLG versus FlyQuest for those of you who are unaware. As you can see in the top left, this is the quarterfinals. This did happen, already, in case you're a little out of the loop. And what this is I want to explain something here. Probably, the big throw of the game right here, essentially. This is going to be coming up in a minute. FlyQuest versus CLG. And the two teams are very close right now. So I'm going to bring this back a tiny bit. I'll also let this play in the background while I talk. So in this, what we're going to actually see is we're going to see Darshan is going to take an engage onto FlyQuest. And immediately, as soon as they can, the rest of CLG is going to look to follow up. And obviously, for those of us that have already seen the game, we know how poorly this plays out. But I want to break down why it's maybe not the worst idea. So this is fine right there. And they get Elimination's Flash. And they force FlyQuest away right here. So let me break out of this. And this is a big deal right here, because it's important to know something here. I did want to highlight this. CLG is 4K gold up. So they do have a gold advantage, and it is going to be impactful in this fight. And they do have a very good team fight. This is definitely not a bad idea on paper by any means. And right here when they start to kite away, what they don't know is they can, at least we can be relatively sure, is that FlyQuest knows that CLG has wards around the Baron, but they don't actually know where. And so FlyQuest may feel secure at their inside their own red because they know they can just kite away. But since Darshan is on Camille, his zone of influence is not just simply, it's not just one-dimensional. Darshan can essentially affect far more areas than most champions just because he's on this Camille. So right here, they're in somewhat of a safe spot here. High is on the talent, he can get away pretty easily. And right here, CLG feels okay. Now, if CLG does decide to wait, this is pink wards. They know that's not warded. If they wait for everyone to fully get over, this is fine. But the problem is, Huhi is all the way in this top corner, and Afromu is still in the river, and Stixay is right just coming up over the hill. So this appears to be a good engage, because remember, they did blow Elimination's Flash earlier, and a Renekton ult, and Moon's ult. So they've burned two crucial ults, so they're fighting with a 5-on-3 ult advantage, and they're also working as a team here, kind of. But that's the problem. Right here, they take an engage, and they feel okay. Xmithie has a lot of gold, he's very powerful right now. But the problem is, Graves can't get over this wall here. He has to go around, and he has to face check. And he knows the balls is right here, so he can't, he's limited. He has to auto-attack through balls because of the way Graves' auto-attacks work. And the rest of the team is not even in position to follow up. If Stixay wants to be effective, because if FlyQuest is going to look either kite up this way or this way, they have two options. FlyQuest is either going to have to kite up that way, and then now CLG has eliminated their bot lane from this fight, or if FlyQuest kites down towards their mid lane, CLG has eliminated their own mid laner from the fight. So that's the problem with this, is that it's not a bad idea to just take the engage, because they're up, they know that they're working with an advantage here, but Darshan is too fast to pull the trigger, and this may just be nerves. This may just be him looking for a play in a 2-on-2 game, but because of it, I mean, he pretty much costs him the game here. I mean, this is very easily the defining moment of when it swings, and we can see right here, Xmithie has to ult just to get a presence in the fight. At this point, the only person who has done any damage besides Darshan is Xmithie, and it's only his ult. And this is important too. They only burned Elimination's Flash, so now all they have to do is Altek even heals, and I'm not even sure if he needs to. Yeah, Altek goes a little crazy here with what he does, but for the most part, it's not a big deal. And so at this point, now CLG's working at a disadvantage that they created, and their gold lead is just now pretty much nullified because Darshan is dead, and now they have a disadvantage. They all choose to follow up, which is okay in theory, because some teams like FlyQuest, for example, what make them so good is their ability to all play around one player when he makes a decision like High, and that decisiveness can often catch teams off guard and reward you with picks. But in this situation, all it does is isolate Darshan, and then it puts him in a position where he baits the rest of his team. So while the idea itself isn't bad, the actual, way it works out is, and because of it, it cost CLG this game.